Welcome to the Blxxk Anime Podcast.
You see me dead, do you? Well then. Go on.
She all about that ass. That's slice of life.
Like I love Naruto. I grew up on Naruto. But like, it'll be crazy for me. It's like I just always compared anime to Naruto.
You are now tuned into the Blxxk Anime Podcast.
Not the same.
Bro, that nigga was strong. He just got caught up by that.
Emma is Naruto.
Not the same, bro. Not even close.
I'm afraid he couldn't even kill him.
Definitely better. And that's
Get your baby, dude. Get your baby.
You are now tuned in to the Blxxk Anime Podcast.
How I irk you, bro? This is the end of the road. Afro Samurai.
What's good, everybody? I want to welcome y'all to another episode of the Blxxk Anime Podcast. We talk about anime, manga, webtoons, culture, all that shit and more.
Wow.
And you already know you got your main man here, Aaron, aka the Lost Homie, aka the Anime Anthology, here as always with you. And we got your boy.
Yo, it's your boy Evan, aka Mr. HBCU Anime, aka Grace Fields' finest orphan.
And today we got a good pod for y'all today. We were supposed to do so. The idea was to do the mid-season episode this week. However, you know, I have a life. You know,
Yeah,
I know
life
sometimes
life is 2020.
I know sometimes, you know, with the amount of anime I be watching, be talking about, y'all might be thinking, oh, this damn nigga don't do nothing but anime, but nah, sometimes life gets in the way, and this is a fat season right now. This season thick as hell,
And it's getting
All right.
thicker.
and so I wasn't able to catch up on all the stuff I want to catch up on to talk about it because honestly, I'm being honest, I only missed out on like 4 out of like 20, right? I sent y'all a list like 20, right? That's a long ass list of anime
That's a
this
long
season.
list, bro.
And I got it to except like 4. So I gotta catch up to those and probably do in about 2 weeks. I'll tell you why in 2 weeks at the end of this episode. You know, guys, special news for you at the end of the episode. So keep listening. You know what I mean? But probably about 2 weeks, we'll have the mid-season episode. But right now, that's not happening because I gotta catch up on too much shit. I gotta catch up on like 35 more episodes. Which I can usually do, but I got life. I got life now. I got problems.
Yeah,
Like,
y'all
you know what I mean?
don't
Not
know.
problems.
Y'all don't know it. Aaron's world has been changed. He is all the way in another coast. So y'all gotta feel me. Y'all gotta bear with him. He changing time zones.
But yeah, so a lot of so we try to get into that. You know, keep doing these mid-season episodes. You know, anime these seasons only getting thicker. And you know what I mean. So I got find some way to stay up on them. But you know, before we get into the topic, what's good with you, Ev? How your week been? How you been doing, dog? What's good with you since? I mean, because people haven't heard from you in like 3 weeks, man.
Man, it's been a while, bro. But I've been working nonstop trying to get HBCU anime up there. I've been lost in One Piece. I'm 50 episodes away from catching up, and it feels so amazing. And the anime is amazing, so I'm not even mad. But
I keep
it's been
saying
a while.
you, Fabian, and Bo got to do a One Piece episode because I'm
Yeah,
not
we
watching
got-
that shit.
Bruh, cause I've been binging like crazy. So once I start binging, that's the thing about me when I binge. If I binge, that means I'm liking what I see and I'm not finna turn it off. So I really can catch up on episodes, rack up on episodes when I do that. But it's gotta be good arcs. So but yeah. Feel me? One Piece it's been amazing. I've been catching up on Fire Force. Fire Force just got deep as hell. What
I've
else?
been hitting.
What else? Nothing else coming. I mean, the stuff that I wanted to come out is coming out next year. So hopefully, there's no more holdouts, or somebody will be seen with the hands.
You need to watch.
Oh,
You need to watch. You haven't watched Jujutsu Kaisen yet?
I watched the first 2 episodes, but I haven't. One Piece been having my attention. So I mean, I got episodes of JJK to watch, so that's good. But yeah, One Piece got my attention.
All right, that's a bet though. I mean, one day I will watch One Piece one day, but I'm glad
It is
you.
so
I'm
worth
glad
it,
you
bro.
paid attention to Fire Force though, bro. Fire Force, that motherfucking. He had to tell my nigga to keep watching,
Yeah,
Shout out to my
yeah.
niggas.
I used to be a hater. I admit it. Aaron will tell you. I used to be a hater. But now, for me, it was slow to start and then picked up amazingly. Yeah, 5 Boys that work. Yeah, that's what worked.
I
Mm-hmm.
told you, I be telling niggas. I don't lie. I be telling niggas. For me, it's been a busy-ish week. I've been y'all know I finally got some furniture for my apartment now. You know
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying? Niggas got a couch and shit now. Niggas living. I just been busy with work and with some other stuff, writing and all that. So that's not saying I haven't watched. And plus I had to. Y'all niggas was telling me I had to watch Golden Kamuy. Some niggas was telling me I had to watch it, so I had to binge watch basically 2.5 seasons within like 2 days, which I did.
Damn.
Plus I had to catch up on other stuff. So I'm up on basically
Everything.
every animated season. Every anime worth watching this season. Let me say that. Every anime that I believe is worth watching. Some of y'all might not agree with me, but that's the conversation of the day. But every anime I believe that's worth watching. I'm almost up with. I still got to catch up with Hypnosis, Mike, because the slander will be amazing when I finish.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna watch it, but I will slander it, and it's just something that I'm gonna have to live with. I don't care if I ain't watch it. It's bad.
I'm watching that shit, but I'm gonna slander fuck that shit. Gonna be funny to me. But I've been watching everything that's on Hulu, every new one that's on Crunchyroll for the most part. Funimation, there's a few Funimation ones I got. I don't have Funimation, so I'm gonna be watching that on the low, you know what I'm saying? Low. And I put the review out for, I keep calling it Gods and Monsters or whatever, or Gods and whatever the old title was for that Netflix Blood of Zeus anime, which was garbage. I give it a 5 out of 10, which I think 57%, which is basically a 5 out of 10, 5 out of 10. It's basically right, but if you haven't heard my review for that, go listen to that so y'all can see why some of y'all might listen to like, God, Blood of Zeus, I love that. Now go back, listen to the review. Let me tell y'all the truth. Let me show y'all why it's not like that. And then I did. If y'all follow us on Twitter, I had to go out. I had to go out with a bang. I might post it on Instagram too. I had to go ahead and tell the niggas the truth, all right? Because you know, there's one pod that we follow. They posted something, asked, what do y'all think the anime of the decade, right? And I saw niggas blatantly capping on the timeline, telling lies, bro. Like I just blatant. It was blatant, and I had this. So I had to set the record straight. If y'all didn't know, we did an anime of the decade episode earlier this year. This year is long as hell. Like back in January, long as hell. Did an episode on anime of the decade then, and Lord. People be. My thing is this. There's difference between, you know what I mean? I try my best to always be as objective as possible when I talk about certain topics. Subjective, objective. I try to, you know what I mean? If something it's objective means it's the truth, like the real truth or not, right? And the anime of the decade is Attack on Titan, no doubt, no ifs, ands, or buts. That's it. And that's the only one that's the only choice it could be. Like now, and I can understand when some people pick other anime like Hunter x Hunter. I can kind of understand, but I feel like Hunter x Hunter, even though it is great, it's a great anime. It didn't really finish. I mean, it ended pretty nicely where it did, but we know there's more. And I'm not gonna get into the hiatus jokes. I'm not gonna do that, but we know there's more. And so, like, I can't really give it to it, knowing that we didn't get the full picture. We got half the picture. And besides that, there's also somebody said Haikyuu, and I mean I mess with Haikyuu, but Haikyuu did not take over this decade. I'm just being honest. Y'all need to stop the cap. All right, no anime literally took over, dominated this decade like Attack on Titan. There is not one. And I mean, if you say like if you try, you can't prove anything else. There's no other one because Attack on Titan in 2010, no one knew what Attack on Titan was. Like nobody mainstream knew what the fuck Attack on Titan was at all. Right? Back then, people knew what Hunter x Hunter was because the manga was already going. 98, it already had its own first anime adaptation, 98, right? Full Metal Alchemist, people already knew who that was. It already had its own anime adaptation, and the manga, I think, was either finished or about to be finished. So it can't be that. Right? We could talk about some other big ones. All the other big ones was already still kind of like mainstream, already there in a way, right? Attack on Titan dropped in 2010. Good reception. You know what I mean? But it didn't go off yet. It was still chilling, but it was a cult classic at that time. People was like, Attack on Titan, oh, you know what I mean? That's a cult classic. I think everybody should see that. ABCFG. Like it was, you know what I mean? It was like an anime fan. It wasn't like it wasn't necessarily somebody on the outside looking in would know about. That's just a fact. Like it had, but as the years went by, those years it was on hiatus. The amount of attention, the amount of love Attack on Titan got within those 4 or 5 years of its hiatus is fucking ridiculous, bro. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yes, sir. And
no other anime did it like that.
The fact that Attack on Titan can drop one season and disappear for 4 years and still maintain the same hype it had from when it dropped, come on.
That's legendary, bro.
Come on.
Legendary. Like, and then even after that, 4 or 5 years, had a hiatus. Niggas was geeked up on that shit. Day one of season 2, just like it was day one of the first season. This was anime. It was really anticipating from day one, right? And since then, the steam has not. People are still like, even when Demon Slayer episode 19 dropped. Now I'm gonna be honest, episode 19 that took over. You know what I mean? 2019. People were still talking about Levi versus the Beast Titan.
Facts.
Like it was at the same time. It was 1-to-1. Like niggas was like, oh my gosh, Demon Slayer crazy this year. Boom, boom, boom. Wow. And people was like, yeah, but Levi versus the Beast Titan, bro, that shit was hard too. Like niggas was a 9-year-old series was going head to head with a beautifully animated, ufotable, crazy series like Demon Slayer, head to head. Nah, bro. Attack on Titan is the only one. Plus, that the mangaka got statues of his MCs in his hometown. Demon Slayer not doing that. IQ not doing that. Hunter x Hunter might have had that in 2011, but it's 2020, bitch. It's a different year. I'm just letting y'all know the truth. I mean, objectively.
Ain't nothing here like Attack on Titan. Anybody saying not Attack on Titan is just capping, or they just trying to be different. Big
cap, bro. They being contrarians, bro. They trying. And it's crazy. I saw a few people saying some like. I disagree. I saw a few people saying some stuff that like I mess with. Like somebody put down an anime. They was like, yeah, nah, and they said like Samurai Flamenco, and niggas don't even know what that anime is, bro. Like I love Samurai Flamenco. I love that. I've seen it, but I don't know any other person besides me within my circle. I'm talking about podcasters, non-podcasters who's really seen that show. That's y'all be dropping these obscure titles, bro. Y'all dropping these obscure titles from 2012 that nobody heard of.
Bro, come on, bro.
I'm not saying the anime is bad. Yeah, I'm not saying anything is bad or good. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it didn't dominate. It didn't dominate. It didn't have niggas who never seen anime before talking about it.
Facts. That's facts. They don't want to accept it. It's facts. You can't say it's wrong.
Just letting y'all niggas know, man. It's just. But let's get to the top. Let's get to the topic because we just talking about one of the best anime of all time. Right, now it's time to get in the mud, bro. It's time to get in the mud. We're gonna talk about, you know what I mean? This is the best, worst anime, right? This is the anime that you watched and you was just like, yo, this shit is trash. But I'm gonna keep watching. I'm gonna keep going on this shit. This is the beautiful like the anime that's like so bad is good. Like you're like, wow, can this be so bad? And then you're like, wow, you know, I kind of like this, even though you know it's garbage. So first we kind of talk about, you know, what makes an anime bad? You know what I mean? Like what's that's subjective of whatever you think it is. Like what makes you what make you say like, oh nah, I can't fuck with this anime no more. Like that.
I think first we should address the lack of knowledge and culture. That is why Hypnosis Mike will always be bad. You can't make an anime on battle rap and not include what started battle rap. Like it's like okay, you got Japanese people in it. I get it. but there's not one drop of melon. We started it. Like, you're taking our references and just put it. Come on now. We're not watching that. That's terrible. And y'all can't rap. What else? I think what else makes an anime bad is just contradictions. Like when you keep popping up in contradictions in the story, and they're just ass pulls. Like, oh, this happens because it happens. Like, if we want to take an example, I would say the ending to Future Diary. Like,
yeah.
Like y'all were doing y'all weren't doing great, but y'all were doing good, and then
boy, that shit ass was like, what he's like, Dave, what do you switch realities or some shit? I was like, oh, come on, bro.
I get okay, what? Like, let's see what else. I think somewhat. This not like for everything, but improvising, like Sword Art Online, when they could have just ended the anime right when he got out the game, it would have been goated. And
stop the cat.
What does he do? He can. Well, I'm not talking about like the newly edited ones. I'm talking about like after Sword Art. I'm not talking about Alicization. Let me say that. I'm not talking about.
I know you talking about ALO and GG.
Yeah, like freaking the fairy shit. Like, like just end it. Like, if you want to start over, okay, you can start over. Like, but don't keep it going. Like, you're good. You're good. I think improvising can be a curse. It can be a blessing, but it can be a curse. When it's a curse, it's a curse. It'll make the shit bad. Let's see. I think the character relatability. If you can't, like, when it's hard to relate to the character, like what they do, like especially the main character, like you can't relate to the main character on why he's doing certain things. I think a big one, and this is like when we get to our choice, the anime School Days. Oh my god, I'm gonna talk about it when we get to it, but oh my god, like, I'm gonna close my tongue for that one. But those are some things that I look at when it comes to what makes a bad anime. And animation. Let me add that, because like sometimes the animation be terrible. Like CGIs, I'm not a fan of CGIs. If I see a CGI like what's it called? I think it's called Ruby.
That's why I literally just wrote that down to talk about, because people keep saying it's good, bro, but that season 1 animation is so bad.
Yeah, like I am not finna watch that, bro. Like, animate it regularly, please. And freaking Berserk, like the first adaptation was fine, and then they come out with this CGI crap, and I'm like, bro, I'm not watching this, bro. Like, it looks weird. I'm not.
The worst part about Berserk 2016 is that at the end of the episode, they would like have this really beautifully drawn panel, and I'm just like, why couldn't the whole anime look like this? Like, y'all niggas cheat.
That's all you had. You had one job.
Niggas would cheap out at the end of it. Oh my gosh.
And you copped out to this BS, and you expect me to watch it? Like, it's the greatness that Berserk is. Like, it's crazy because the Berserk manga is like, it's beautiful. And it's like if somebody tried to repaint over the original Mona Lisa and made that shit look terrible. Like, they're just a disgrace. But yeah, let me think. Those are like some things I look at when I think of what's a bad anime. Obviously, if it's boring too, like if nobody enjoys watching it. But those are some other things.
And it's crazy for me because as somebody who likes, slice of life, right? There's a few anime where I'm like, and there's one that came out last season though, in the winter season. Well, yeah, winter 2020. Where it was the Case of Jewel of Richard. Most people find that anime boring. I found it interesting, because it's a different type, right? But there's some anime that even I found that's just boring. Like this, we're gonna talk about it. We can talk about it in the next after this. But just to kind of like echo a few things. First, the culture. He right. I mean, Hypnosis Mike is one, probably is the most egregious egregious case of disrespect of the culture. Not, and I mean, I'm not even talking about just black people. You know what I mean? I mean, like in general. Like in general, there's
Just
just
lack
like
of info. Like
lack of info. Like even if it was, let's say, even if it was about like J-pop or something like that, but then they put the people in Australia and they were all Australian. They didn't talk nothing. I'm like, and they didn't call, like they didn't even do anything to like show appreciation or show the roots. It's like that. That's disrespectful, and that makes, first of all, that makes anime bad in the beginning, and then second, honestly, y'all, and we talked about this as the anime is coming out. You can go back and listen to the episodes for the news. Like the promotion they did for this anime was horrible. Like. They never called on any, black people or any people who like really, went into the culture. They even went to, I read an article, I think about 2 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago. No, it was probably a month ago now, a month and a half ago, about where they talked about all these, Japanese influencers into the rap game and like the DJ game and all that. And I'm not trying to say there weren't any, right? But to act like they're as prominent as the people who literally created the genre is ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Another thing. Like take everybody like say New Jabs, right?
Yeah, New Jabs. Yeah.
What got him to blow up, his tracks, like his albums have black artists on them. So like even if you were to say, oh yeah, we're referencing him, he himself has black artists on his shit. Like I'm pretty sure RZA from Wu-Tang was on one of his things before. Like that's we're not buying that. You can't just have everybody in that bitch and no like reference or homage to what started this shit. Like come on. And it's battle rap specifically. Like okay, you could have did hip hop and like okay, maybe they have their own little hip hop scene, but it's battle rap. What? Serve Hitman, Holler, Wild 'N Out, people from Wild 'N Out, Charlie Clips. Like we started all of that. They're the famous ones. What are you doing? Oh my gosh, bro. Conceited, like, come on, bro. Y'all ain't right. That ain't right. I fuck with y'all sometimes, but I don't fuck with the people who made that because that ain't right. And they know that.
I haven't seen it yet, but like the whole thing, first of all, the whole show is basically just a promotion for some J hip hop or J rap boy band anyway. So like it's not even like y'all even really doing anything, like standard within it to like above the bar to make it like a real live battle rap anime that's like shown in style, something like that. Like you're not really doing anything to really put love and passion and heart into it. It's just a big promotion to
promote an album.
Yeah, it's just a big promotional board. Like it's nothing really serious. And so
they better have some fire bars because if I hear ass, bro, y'all spent a whole promo doing a damn anime on battle rap. And y'all don't got no bar. Y'all better have some fire, bro. Better have some 08 Wayne fire.
I also like talking about like stuff that wasn't needed. And this is he talked about SAOs 2 and 3, season 2 and 3, which is big. Something else you gotta talk about is Soul Eater Not. An OVA after Soul Eater. It is fucking garbage. Like it is terrible. It is horrible. Like it literally delivers nothing on the charm, it delivers nothing on the things that made you like Soul Eater, right? And brought like this whole. And the thing is, I'm okay with them bringing a different group of people. I'm okay with that. But chronologically, it made no sense to the timeline of the anime. And then if it was supposed to be a sequel or a continuation, none of the characters are interesting or even remotely developed well enough for us to even get ingrained or even like know or love who they are. So it's like, why the fuck do I even gotta know to who these people are? And then like the episodes are boring, they're monotonous. Like you're just like, yo, why'd you make this? And Soul Eater Not, I was really excited for it, and I was really looking forward to because I really wanted some more Soul Eater, like anybody else, because the ending of Soul Eater is not satisfying. So I'm thinking there's gonna be another season, even though there's not going to be one ever. But I thought it was gonna be something else to like make it more satisfying. So when Soul Eater Not came out, I'm thinking, yo, like this gonna give me something else. And even if it gave me something different, it would be something that's interesting, and it didn't do that. So solely or not, it's another offender of just being something we don't fucking need.
Like
don't
you just why? Why are you
Like-
having us question why you did it?
Oh my gosh, just garbage. Like I don't even get it. And last, I'm gonna talk about an anime called True Cooking Master Boy.
That sounds wild.
This one, but I got 2 or 3 things to talk about. Maybe like 3. And they each kind of like different types of anime. And this will be my example. So True Cooking Master Boy is a food anime that's and it's hard to say. It's like Food Wars. It's like a watered down Food Wars. And that's what makes an anime bad is when it. And again, this is not really the fault of even the mangaka or something like that because I don't know them. I don't know their purposes, but it can make an anime worse than or seem worse than it is. That True Cooking Master Boy really feels like a watered down copy of Food Wars. Like it's literally about this one boy who goes around fighting other people in a battle of food, and it's like this is just Food Wars. And so like that can make anime bad sometimes to you when you just watch something, you're like, yo, I feel like I'm just watching the same thing but worse. And I mean, it definitely has its perks and its charm to it, True Cooking Master Boy. But overall, it's just like, okay, like I don't really care, G. Like I don't really care about watching this. And that's like the worst part about it. Like I really wanted to like this show. But I just couldn't finish it because it just felt like a worse version of Food Wars. And I'm just like, so I'm not going to watch it anymore. Another thing I want to talk about was an anime called Assassin's Pride. And this could be a personal thing, but Japan, stop with all the underage relationships, okay? That makes the anime bad, bro. I'm sorry, bro. We need to talk about it. We need to talk about it.
Is its own, them little what they call them shits loud, bro. That is weird, bro. That is so weird, bro. That's just
And I know some people might disagree, but y'all wrong. Y'all got
one
problems.
thing, and it's like, and it really takes it takes away from enemies that are even good. Like Elfin lied, like everything was all good, everything is smooth. All of a sudden, this guy has a crush on his damn cousin, or his cousin has a crush on it. Like, what? Y'all are, mind you, they're grown now. You have a crush on your cousin? Are you serious? That's the way y'all wanted to go? Like, y'all couldn't be friends? And then, like, oh my God, it was just, I'm like, bro, you ain't ruin it because the story is good, but I'm uncomfortable a little bit. Why you had to do that, bro?
It's the same thing like SAO season 2. That's one of the worst parts of ALO.
Oh my! With the sister, oh my gosh! I'm like,
but they're not. But they're not related by blood. But nigga, no, it's different. Like it's like, different. Like that's not okay.
Bro.
That's not
okay. That is uncomfortable. Like, bro, come on, bro. Like, why?
Like it just takes so much away from the plot, and now you're focusing on this. Like this, like it's even worse when it's bigger gaps in age, and they let it go on. I'm just like, yo, like this is uncomfortable. It's like this is weird, bro. Like it literally makes me like not want to watch anime because I don't want to see them niggas fall in love. I don't want to see that shit. I'm not a degenerate. I don't want to see that. Like. And it reminds me of like nothing like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna talk about this later. This is actually really bad because this is gonna contradict myself. But but I'm like writing stuff down. I guess I'll think about it. But it just makes it weird, you know what I mean? Especially when they make it intimate. Like if there is some anime, and that's why I'm telling y'all there's a way to flirt the line without it going too far. Right, I still think that there should never be a plot device at all. There should never be a time where a boy falls in love with his sister, who's also underage. Like that should never happen. It shouldn't be his cousin who's underage or his cousin at all. It shouldn't be it shouldn't be his friend down the street that's 12 while he's 19. That should never happen. Like we need to just stop that. Stop it.
It's uncomfortable. Stop it.
Very uncomfortable. And then and that's it's just weird. And that makes anime bad. It makes anime bad because it's like, yeah, nah, bro, this is a problem. One last thing, two more things I want to talk about. Arafuda this is a problem of where an anime strays too far away from the manga to the point to where it is literally an entirely different anime than the manga.
Yeah.
And Air Feud is a big one with that because I had a friend who read the manga and he was really geeked. He was really hyped. He was after class. He was coming to me, bro. You gotta watch Air Feud, bro. It's gonna be different. And honestly, Air Feud has a really good premise. It's an isekai that has a really good kind of premise on how like the character gets stronger. You know, he's a survivor. He's this and that. And then like the anime turns it into some power fantasy. You know what I mean? Which that is the literal worst form of isekais. Is a full-on power fantasy. That's a full-on serious power fantasy. That is the worst form of isekai. Like
that is true.
That is the worst form. And that's what it turned into. It turned into this power fantasy where he falls in love with this vampire lolly, and I'm just like, like it just like I'm like, it just made it so it took what could have been a really interesting premise, which happens a lot in isekai. It takes a really interesting premise, something that could be really fun to watch, really fun to journey with the main character and see how he overcomes these big obstacles and gets revenge on the people who did him wrong. And you're really, I was locked in, and you're just like, oh, okay, it's just a power fantasy. Okay, he just becomes all powerful. Okay, all right, okay, I'm done. Like it's just like, okay, I'm done. I'm bored now. It just becomes boring. It just becomes boring and predictable and not fun. And I mean, actually, I didn't slander Assassin's Pride enough, but that's I'm looking at it like I should have slandered it more.
Like you're so lucky I let you get away.
It's only because Assassin's Pride is one of my favorite OPs. OP is so hard. That shit is different. My last thing that makes an anime bad, and this is for American-made anime. And for those who are like, oh, anime can't be made outside Japan, you will listen to the wrong podcast because you're being a fucking dummy. Get the fuck off me.
Get out of
here. Yeah. I'll stand to y'all next, nigga. If you listen to this pod and you think that anime can't be made in America, anime can only be made in Japan because anime means cartoon in Japan. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, catch me on the timeline, nigga. Yeah.
Nerd ass nigga. You can get no bitches.
Got your head.
The problem with this is we have two. The two I have here as examples is Neo Yokio and Blood of Zeus, and they're two different extremes. Neo Yokio is the kind of thing where somebody tries to literally just mimic anime with no thought into it, and that's a Neo Yokio.
Yeah,
it's just a mimic, like Jaden's. And
Jaden.
Maybe he thought something different, but Jaden Smith, I think he's an anime head. We know he likes anime. We know he's on that like that.
Yeah, but you dropped the ball.
He dropped the ball. I think he just thought, I could do this. Making anime is easy. Anybody can do this, and he did it. And everybody's looking at him like, bro, you just you played with so many horrible tropes.
Yeah, and it's like but what's crazy is people like when anime started to become a trend and people were trying to give anime a chance and shit, and they would watch that and they're like, oh my god, it's good. And now I'm just looking at you like, what? Like, you fuck with that? I'm like you okay? Like that's different, but what? You like for real? Get serious. You seriously fuck with that? They're like, yeah, that shit heat. I'm like, oh. Fuck no, but
poor child.
It. Like at least you get into anime shit, but nah, that shit is hot ass, my guy.
Hot ass.
That shit is hot
ass. Y'all have heard me say before. If you go into Neo Yokio looking at it as a comedy, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
but Neo Yokio was not meant to be a comedy.
Yeah, it was meant to be some serious anime. Like no,
some serious anime vibe. It was meant to be serious, but Neo Yokio is garbage because. It just mimics. It doesn't do anything new or different or interesting. It just mimics it. And that's what makes it bad. And then Blood of Zeus is a different extreme where Blood of Zeus it sits in the borderline between. Actually, no, this doesn't even. Yeah, it sits in the borderline between cartoon and anime because. And this is something I want to go into on another episode when we talk about anime and cartoons specifically. But just to kind of be short with it. And anime has its own tropes, its own atmospheres, its own animation styles and everything that cartoons don't. I mean, and then some cartoons flirt the line, when it comes to and even subject matter, because cartoons in America, for the most part, they are made differently because of the main audience. And same thing with anime, it's made differently subject wise and premise wise because of the main audience. Something like, when we talk about something simple, something like Akame Ga Kill would never be made as an American cartoon.
Ever.
And I mean, and see, when we get those type of cartoons, there are gags. Like when we talk about, and the closest thing I can think of maybe is like, it's something on Adult Swim. That's it. You know what I mean? And Adult Swim stuff is mainly satirical and parody jokes type shows. None of it's really like, it does a good job of getting its point across a lot of times, but none of it is really something serious to the sense of like an Akame Ga Kill or even like a Death Note or anything like that. Like those type of shows would never really be made in America, because America does not look at cartoons or animation as a medium for those kind of topics.
Facts. Yeah, facts.
Or for those kinds of storytelling, which is why everything ends up being live action in America, which is fucking dumb. But so Blood of Zeus flirts that line, and it does it. And the thing is, it's okay to do that sometimes. Like when we talk about serious topics and we go into some, like there's a cartoon on was on HBO Max, Infinity Train. I've seen clips and everything like that, and that really does good with like tackling serious topics, things that you don't really see a lot in American cartoons in the foreground. Steven Universe even deals a lot with serious topics in a way. Again, something you don't see in the foreground. It's usually a background, something that you gotta infer on. Something that the adults will get, but the kids won't. And so but Blood of Zeus, it never goes far enough to be something that I feel like you could really take serious on. But then it stays just in its comfortable corner of American cartoon, where it's also not really serious because of the characters aren't good characters. They're never really fully developed, so that kind of takes away from what they're trying to do with the seriousness of the anime, in my opinion. So that's what also makes it bad, when it doesn't really go far enough to be anime when it comes to American made anime, or even stuff that I guess not made in Japan necessarily. That's like anime. It doesn't go far enough to fit into the niche that anime is, and that's because of what it's looking at as its target audience. And some people might disagree with me real heavy on that, which I hope y'all do. You know what I mean? I love proving y'all wrong, but I also love when y'all prove me wrong from time to time. So if y'all don't like it, y'all don't like it.
Catch us on the timeline, nigga.
Next we got I want to talk about genre, the genre with the most bad anime. Okay, and I know me and this is an easy one, bro.
Isekais have so many flop shit ass animes. Like, we get it. You want to go to some anime verse and do anime shit, but sometimes you need to keep that to yourself, because the stories you be making suck. And they're weird. A lot of isekais be having like that weird lolly shit, and we not fucking with it. Okay? We are older now. We are not kids. We can see the shit y'all doing now. We not fucking with it. Alright? If you gonna make some isekai, make it like shit. Make it like shit. ReZero don't got a lot of weird shit. Shield Hero to an extent.
Konosuba does a really good job of being a comedy, and then
Konosuba. I would say ReZero, Shield Hero, Konosuba. That time I got reincarnated as a slime.
There's one that came out this season that I actually like.
The one about 1 million bodies. I think it's called
that one's not that one. I wouldn't call that one an isekai because he goes back to the real world. He's not like stuck there. Yeah, it's oh my gosh, what is it called? It's just one where this kid has a lot of slimes, and it's fun because it's not like necessarily a power fantasy to the extent to where like he has his all powerful object. He still kind of has to work, and he still had to get from A to B. Like he didn't just come into the world with a smartphone and became powerful.
Right. See, but the thing is with isekais, we can name you good isekais, but when we name them, those are the only ones. Like those, everything else is bad.
Like it's bad. Bad. Stop what you're doing. It's bad.
And it's because of it's because of isekais and we keep saying this word power fantasy. It's because like when a lot of isekais come out, it's like it's all about this one main character gets dies in the real world for some reason. You know what I mean? He was buying video games at night, he was lonely or some shit, and he walks out and gets hit by a truck because it's always a truck.
Always a truck.
It's always a truck. Except for actually like 3 instances, but like one time it was a train, it's like that. And then he goes to this alternate world. He talks to God or a God, and the God says, "You want to? I'm gonna give you something. You can keep something with you." And he gets to the other world, and now that one object he decided to keep just makes him the most powerful being in the entire universe of the new world that he's in, or the entire world of the new world that he's in. And he never deals with any true controversy. He automatically gets bitches. He goes to the first town and gets bitches. Like just walks in there and they just gravitate to him, and he already has his harem. And then that's just the whole anime. The whole anime is just him being powerful. And it's literally the biggest example of a power fantasy, because that's what it is. It's like, oh yes, I'm all powerful. I can do whatever I want. Yay! Yo, bro, like this, it's not fun to watch. It's boring. Nothing happens. It's boring. Every time there's a quote unquote challenge, it's like watching a movie that ends in 5 minutes.
Yeah, like okay.
It's like, what's next?
I guess.
And the worst part, like, and we've been seeing a lot of good isekais over the years, like sprinkled in between the masses of the horrible.
There's a nice little fine 2%er in there.
Yeah, like there was one last year. It's called Cautious Hero. That was good because again,
it's real good.
It was good because it took away the outside conflict, because he was still necessarily powerful, but he had to train and he had to get over his mental problems, but he was also kind of really intelligent. So like there was a lot of different conflicts going on that made it fun, even though it still could be argued as a power fantasy. But there was more to it than just that basis. And then like there's other ones that really flip the paradigm and really become its own. But as a whole, like it's just garbage.
Yeah, it's a bad genre. It is a pretty bad genre.
Another one I want to talk about is comedy anime.
Yeah,
and there's a few that hit. Like Konosuba. Konosuba's a really good one. What's the one where? Oh, there's the one where. Oh my gosh, Hina Mitsuri. If you ever seen that one. That's a good one. That one be having me cracking up. And then there's
Bento.
I haven't seen that. Is that good?
Yeah, Bento's funny as hell.
Oh yeah, Prison School.
Prison School, funny as hell. Yeah.
Prison School. I would. No, I'm not gonna say Scissors 7. I would say it's like
Shinshan. You ever seen Shinshan?
No, you talk about that all the time.
Yo, Shinshan is like the Family Guy of anime. Like that shit is hilarious. I love Shinshan, bro. I wish I could find it now. Well, I will find it. Wink, wink. But Shinshan is hilarious.
There's Devil's a Part-Timer. That one's good too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That one's funny. But like in all of those, there are always a good amount of bad ones. And I'm gonna talk about one that I remember coming out a while ago that people are talking about was good and was hilarious. And it's Shimonetta, A World Without Dirty Jokes or whatever. That anime is bad. It's bad. It's not funny. It's and I mean, again, it's a premise that could set up for really funny jokes, really everything, like, and all that other stuff. And it has moments that should be funny that are just subverted because, and I know this is the point of the main character, but she goes too far. Like she's supposed to be on 10. Like she's supposed to be the dirty joke master, like a straight weirdo on 100. Like she wild, but she's not on that. She's on 200. She on 5,000. She need to move that down to 100%. Okay, like she goes too hard on the dirty jokes that it makes it not funny. It makes it not enjoyable to watch. Like I was expecting it to be actually funny, and I was just like, she's like, and the thing is, it is. It's supposed to be dirty jokes, but it's not dirty jokes. Just somebody saying penis every 5 minutes. That's not funny.
We don't like it. You're trying too hard.
Like imagine like you back in middle school and like everybody like like when people just learn like body parts, you go to like biology class. People are like, oh my gosh, it's a vagina. Oh my gosh.
We see who your target audience is, guys. It's not them kids not watching anime right now. Okay, they're not watching this at least because you're in the garbage. I didn't want to say the bottom or the garbage, but you're back. Okay, so it's not hitting with us. Go back, try again. Maybe hire somebody. I don't know.
Try something different. The thing is with a joke, and it's also because of what the structure of a joke is. I'm not going to get into that, but like there's she only says punchline. She never says a setup. Like it's always the end of the joke, never the beginning. So what am I supposed to be laughing at if I don't know what's funny?
This gives you the haha. Yeah. Not really.
Like there'll be parts where she'll just be talking and she'll be like, yeah, and then you put the penis in the vagina, then you get it in, yeah, and then like it's like, okay, was that supposed to be funny? Like is that supposed to be like? It's just, and I don't know, it's just not funny to me. I think the last genre is, and this kind of goes for everything, any genre, and this also is what makes an anime bad. Any genre with excessive fan service, okay? And I'm not talking about hentai. Yeah. Like hentai itself, that's a decent genre. You want go watch some porn, bro? Do what you gotta do.
That's what you gotta do. But
do what you gotta do, bro.
Damn, bro.
But excessive fan service.
Like I get it, boobs. I get it. Like feel me? Like I get it. Can we continue with the story, please? Like this is what I wanted. I like the story. Why? Like what? And it's only when it's excessive, like here and there, feel me? It's not gonna bother us, but come on, dude.
And like there's two levels of excessive, right? Because there was when Fire Force came out, a lot of people didn't like it because Tamaki's character is a fan service character, and I can agree with that. It sucks, and the problem with that isn't that it's excessive; it's that it's a waste of a possibly good character. And that's how I feel about it. Because Tamaki feel like with her abilities and with how the world works, she could be a really good fighter. She could have good growth, but she's been pigeonholed as a fan service character. But it's not excessive. The fan service in Fire Force is nowhere near the limit of excessive. Nowhere. Like even in season 2, there's only been one dedicated part to her fan service. There's only been 2 within 22 or 20 episodes.
Thanks.
That's not excessive. And even in season 1, there was probably about 4 or 5 instances that are okay. There are probably about 4 dedicated scenes to it, in like 2 or 3 other ones where it's in passing, and that's out of a 24 episode series. That's not excessive. Now you want to talk about something that is excessive, and that's Plunderer. Plunderer is garbage juice. It's a 2-core anime. I believe it came out last year, early this year, and it is excessive fan service at one of its worst heights, and it's not endearing like something like Golden Boy, which is a golden comedy anime, golden, like top tier, where there is excessive fan service, but it fits the theme of the show. Plunderer is supposed to be like, it's like the fan service is like a sideshow. Like the women in it are jokes themselves. They're not to be treated seriously. And it takes away because you want strong main characters. Like that's women, men, whatever. And why? And so like there's literally one episode that's just a whole episode about the dude. And I guess it's supposed to be comedy. But again, the structure of a joke, there's no really setup. There's only a punchline of him just being a pervert. I'm like, I don't want to just watch an episode about somebody being a pervert. Like that's not, and it's not played for, and it's supposed to be played for comedy. But again, there's no real setup to it, so it's not funny. And then even like to the parts where it's just a lot of times it's degrading. The fan service is so bad it feels degrading. It feels like you have an issue with women. I feel like you're the person, man, you got an issue with women, dog. Like, why would you write it so it like? There's one part where there's one girl, like there's one part near where I stopped watching episode 11 or 12, where like this evil entity exists, and it's just and it's hanging around for some dumb reason, and it just starts groping women, and I'm just like, why?
Yeah, we're
And
getting there.
it's just
Yeah.
random. And one of the
Yeah.
women, she's like has smaller boobs than everybody else, and she's like looking at them. She's like jealous that they're being groped, and I'm just like, that's not cool. Like,
it's time to turn you off, buddy.
that's not cool. So yeah, so Plunder, another one of those things that just makes anime bad. Now, actually, there's one comedy anime I didn't talk about, Kaguya-sama Love is War, fucking golden. You need to watch that. Now let's talk about the last part. Bad anime that we like. Now we just said that some of this anime is garbage, trash, all that, blah. But I mean, I ain't gonna lie. There's some bad anime that I just gotta keep watching, bro.
Yeah,
bad anime. I had to finish.
These are facts.
What you got, bro?
All right, so an anime that is terrible, but I kept watching is School Days. Okay, School Days is confirmed the worst anime ever, in my opinion. But the reason why I kept watching it is because the first time I watched it, I was young, so I didn't really understand. Like, I understood what's going on, but it was like, okay, like, I guess like it's about this asshole main character who wants to be popular. He wants girlfriends. He wants to do grown up stuff, and so he does that. He gets girlfriends and starts doing grown up stuff. But the thing is, their girlfriends, they're not. He's cheating basically. He's playing these girls, and the girl finds out. Well, one of the girls finds out, and she absolutely loses her mind. She goes to him, and the ending. This is the ending. The ending was so wild that they made an alternate ending because this came out when like anime was mostly like kids watching, like people middle school, high school was watching anime, and this ending was like, I'm pretty sure it scarred some people, maybe, but basically the main character, he's the one of his girlfriends finds out, and she's been getting played and stuff like that. So she goes to him, and she asks him, like, is it true? He lies. She kills him, and so after that, she meets the girl that he was with because they both figured it out. So she meets the girl that he was with on the roof, and I guess they figured they would talk it out, but no, the girl's insane now, and she kills the girl. And there was a rumor that the girl was pregnant. So she cut open her stomach to see if there was a baby in there. And this isn't even the most wild part.
What?
It's a wild part, but it's not the most wild part. To cap it all off, she's like, oh, I guess there was no baby in there. And goes on a boat to the middle of the ocean with the boy's head and just lays there, and I guess she's about to like just lay there till she dies. I don't know. But it was just like, wow. It was so bad, but that ending is like, y'all just sat there and was like, let's just think of some fucked up shit. Like we're on our last leg. We just need some fucked up shit so we can be remembered. Like I'm like, yo, School Days is the worst anime you'll ever watch. But that I had to keep watching it, bro. I'm sorry. Another one that nobody really likes. It's called, but I actually like it. It's called King's Game. It's a horror anime.
I got that on mine too. King's Game is garbage, bro. But I couldn't stop watching it, bro.
That shit
I was watching it week to week, bro. I could not stop,
bro. Episode to episode, I'm like, bro, I gotta keep watching this shit. I'm sorry. I don't care who thinks it's ass, but this shit is interesting.
Like I found out. So like King's Game is actually a game in Japan where like you play with a few people, and it's actually more of a dirty game, like where you like make people do like sexual shit and all that, right? And I didn't know that before watching King's Game. Even knowing that now, King's Game is still garbage, but it's just like so fucking good.
But that shit's good. I'm sorry, bro. Like people be like, bro, King's Game is so. I'm like, bro, we was watching some different shit because that shit was cool. Bro. It wasn't cool, but it's like, bro, that shit is good. I'm sorry.
That had me on the edge of my seat,
like
bro.
That ending, I'm like, bro, I don't give a fuck. Like that shit was. It was good. It was good to me.
That bitch had me
That-
on the edge of my
Man,
seat,
and,
bruh.
and,
I
and
was
like you said, like when it came out, that's when I saw it, like discovered it and started watching it. And I was literally watching it day, like weekly. Like whenever the new episodes came out, I was there watching it. I'm like, bro, this is some good shit. I'm like, man, let me see what Twitter got to say about this. They're talking about Kid's Game is terrible. It's so I'm like, the hell, what? I'm sorry. We must be seeing some different shit. This is some good shit. This is some good shit. I
yo,
wish I had
that
another
really,
season, bro. I really do.
bruh. I honestly me too. I know it never will, but like kids, it was bad because it was like to me in a lot of ways, and it's funny because this is just how anime like Japan is. Like niggas in Japan, they don't really like the way they are with what's the word not perversion, but like with I don't know what the word is, like cleanliness. I can't remember purity. Like like the niggas in Japan were mad pure because like they be asking to do stuff, and it just the way stuff was happening was just funny. He was like, "Yeah, so you got so the text will come in and be like, yeah, so Jared, he got to go to Emily's house and he got to touch her titties. All right, if you don't do that, I'm gonna kill somebody straight." And niggas would start panicking. I'm like, just go touch your titties, bro. Like, I'm making it seem like it's crazy. And then it got to the point. It's like, oh yeah, so Eric, yeah, you got to go fuck Jenny, bro. And if you don't fuck Jenny, I'm gonna cut your legs off, G. I'm just gonna let you know.
Lord. Oh Lord.
It's like the things that they're making him do. Like I get it now because knowing what King's Game is, but like the things they're making him do is just like it was fucking funny to me. And then like this was the dumbest group of kids in any like survival anime ever. Like the group of kids was just idiotic. Like there's the one main character, he wasn't too him and the other girl kind of figured it out. But like the rest of the kids was just dumb. Like if like at this point, and I mean I get it. I get it. You know what I mean? You don't want to lose your virginity because a death god told you to go, have sex with somebody so you don't fucking die. Like you don't want to lose your virginity because of that. Like I can kind of understand it, but if you don't know why it's happening, and you don't know who's doing it, you should just keep doing it. Like you should do what it takes to survive until you get to it. That's how I personally feel. That's how I act. Like when something happens, I go into survival mode. I'm like, what can I do to like make sure I survive the longest?
Just
right?
make sure I'm Gucci.
Make sure I'm Gucci. And these niggas would be failing on the simplest of tasks. They'd just be like, hey yo, Emily, you gotta go kiss Kevin on the cheek. If you don't do it, I'm gonna kill you. You got 24 hours. 24 hours? You could do that shit in 2 seconds. The game's over. You got that's a whole free day. Kiss on the cheek, boom, whole free day. But nah, these niggas start blushing. So I'm like, y'all just tripping. Y'all tripping now, okay? They give some easy ass challenges. Then the finale was just funny because making them all run to the top of the mountain. But that shit really did have me on the edge of my seat, though. I'm not even gonna cap. That shit had me.
Them games, bro. Like the Death God games when they just don't know what the hell's happening, bro. They be low key. They can be the worst shit, but they be interesting just because the fact that niggas is dying and they don't know what the hell is doing it.
And like the best thing to compare this is like to another, but like even another kind of has like a method to its madness that King's Game doesn't have. Like King's Game, because since like you never figure out the mystery, it's kind of like like the ending kind of like ruins it, but at the same time, it's like this shit good, bro.
Yeah, this shit is good. It's the only way it gets bad when you find out like when you search more and find out like what the shit is like what the King's Game or who the king whatever actually is.
Yeah.
Like they're like what? I think it was like it's an internet virus. Like okay, that's where you lost me. You could have just not said anything, and I would have been fine. But then you said some.
Oh, they could have made it seem like it was like somebody else or like
like you just said some dumb shit. An internet virus. Okay, I see why people don't like you now. You shouldn't have said
like
that.
and see that's like separate from another because another it was somebody in the classroom. They just didn't know who it is. Who's the extra person? Like that. That's what like made it take it a step above. And that's what they should have did with King's Game, but they lost me. Do you have another one?
You said, huh?
Do you have any more?
It was an anime that came out in the same season and year that King's Game came out. It was called Evil or Live. It was about this boy.
Oh, I watched
Yeah.
the first 2 episodes and said I'm not watching the rest of this shit.
It was bad. That shit was interesting to him. About this kid, like he's in Japan. They're addicted to video games, so they send kids who are addicted to video games or electronics to like this jail, basically. And yeah, it was interesting. It was. I don't even like he's talking about it because it's like when you talk about it, it's like, oh yeah, I see why you can think it's ass. It's really something you just gotta watch. It's like, okay, you just it can't be watching. I was Gucci. It's like let me compare. It's like prison school, but just worse. Like there's no comedy to it.
Like yeah, that's why I watched like the first 2 episodes. I'm like, they really trying to be serious with this motherfucker?
Yeah, like they really, yeah, exactly. Like they're really serious about this. Like, okay, but it is interesting nonetheless.
Oh yeah. Oh god. It was like I really loved the premise of it, which is why I watched it. Like after watching like the first 2 episodes, I was like, oh nah, y'all niggas wild. I'm not watching this shit no more. But next, for me, I got Devil May Cry, and Devil May Cry I think is a good anime, but I think it's also bad because the ending sucks. 1, 2, I always feel like it's even when I was watching, I enjoyed it because like the action's good and everything like that, but I just feel like it never really. I guess this is probably coming more from me as someone who enjoys the video games. It never really kind of fully touches on the story of the games. Like it kind of like dances around it and doesn't really like commit to it. It's like it always feels like it's a half-assed anime. Like anime it's half-assing itself. Like they don't want to go too far because they don't know if they're gonna get another season. But then they also kind of want to flirt with like really having a true story. So like it kind of like goes in between those two. And so like that's what kind of makes it bad to me. Like if someone told me they didn't like it, I could understand. And if someone told me they did, I also understand. Like because the animation's pretty good, and Dante is still an interesting character and all that. I mean, yeah, not such an interesting character and all that, but I'm just like, they could have did a lot more, and that's what makes me mad. It makes it kind of feel bad to me. Next is a contradiction from my earlier statement. Eramaga Sensei, the anime about the boy who writes stories for his newly learned younger stepsister who draws erotic images on the internet under the pseudonym of Eramaga. I like this joint, bro. Like I watched it first as a goof. I was like, oh, this shit sound garbage. Let me just watch it. And I fucking watched the whole season, bro. I was like, wow. It's a little good right here. I'm a little bit of a degenerate, okay? So sometimes I like a little bit of garbage. All right, I'm a little degenerate now. That was one of them. I was just like, this. I was like, it's not too bad. You know what I mean? I wouldn't put nobody onto this shit. Like I wouldn't tell nobody to watch this. But I'm a fucking watch it. But I'm a fucking watch this shit. Next, I have Seis Manos. And the reason why I have it on is a bad thing. I enjoy Seis Manos for what it was, but it's bad because, how Blood of Zeus, I said flirting the line. Seis Manos isn't an anime. It's a cartoon. And it's just because, this is for me, like, I feel like anime-wise, Powerhouse Anime is a 1 out of 3. Castlevania is an anime, 100%. It fits the themes, the tropes, the atmosphere, everything that an anime encompasses, right? Blood of Zeus sits in the middle because it can't commit, and then Seis Manos is a cartoon. From the voice acting, from the sequences, from the way the sequences of the scenes, the atmosphere, the way they animate it, everything. It's a cartoon. And it's not a good cartoon. I wouldn't put it above. I wouldn't put it above The Last Airbender. I wouldn't put it above Justice League Unlimited. I wouldn't put it above
Shaolin Showdown.
Teen Titans. I wouldn't put it above Teen Titans. Definitely, I wouldn't put it above that. I wouldn't put it above most of the Spider-Man anime. I'm not anime. Spider-Man cartoons. I wouldn't put it above a lot of cartoons. So it's a arguably bad cartoon to me, and it's not an anime. But I did kind of like it though. I really liked the way they did the fighting, and the story is interesting for the most part. But that's pretty much it. But I did kind of like it. Next up, Shivery of a Failed Knight. This is some of the worst voice acting I've ever heard.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even want to watch that shit.
Bro, it's another kind of power fantasy, but it does have a lot of endearing to it. Not endearing, a lot of charm to it that made me like want to finish it. I thought the premise was pretty good, and he's also not OP, but then he also is OP. So they really do a good job with making the main character likable. And even with the woman, the girl he ends up dating and being with, the love scene is real, and it's and they're not related, so it makes it even better. But the voice acting in this anime is horrible, and I mean from the subcast and the dub cast, it is garbage. My mom, and I watched this when I was back in Jersey before I moved out to Colorado, and I was watching it, and my mom walked in, and she loves watching old kung fu movies, and even like some other movies in different languages, and she'll read the subtitles. She doesn't care, right? So she sat down and watched it with me, and within like 5 minutes, she was like, "Aaron, they sound horrible." She doesn't even watch anime. And now this was when I was watching the dub first. And this sounds horrible. And I was like, Mom, I don't know what to say. I watched the sub and the sub sounded worse. Neither of them sound like they fit the characters at all. Like it was the worst voice acting I've ever heard. And the last one is the anime that's popular to hate, and that's Fairy Tail. I still think Fairy Tail is good. No matter what people say, power friendship, fuck it. I don't care. Natsu's my nigga. I don't give a fuck. And I didn't put SAO on here because SAO isn't a bad anime. So y'all can suck my dick on that, all right? But Fairy Tail, yeah, y'all love to hate it. Natsu's my nigga. I really mess with it. It's entertaining. Like, I'm not gonna say like it's the best anime to ever grace the screen. I'm not even gonna say it's a top 10, maybe not even top 15. But it's still good to me. I still like it. I still really enjoyed it. I still have fun with it.
It gets me.
It gets, yeah. Like, I mean, everything before the time skip, I was like, yo, this is really some different shit. Like, I really messed with it. And then the time skip happened, and I was like, I'm done. The time skip really ruined it for me. That's really crazy. The time skip really made me. I mean, like, I watched about half the season after the time skip, and I was just that's almost like what, 150, 200 episodes in, and I was just like, yeah, I can't do this. I did a time skip.
But you know what it is? It's Netflix's fault.
It also, yeah, because I watched the original Netflix. I watched it all the way up till they ran out, and then I had to watch it, and that's why I tried to watch it online, and they only had like a French dub that I could find online. I just couldn't do it because it didn't sound like my character. It didn't sound like them. So then I didn't start rewatching it till like 2 years ago. And then I started watching it again. And I was on Crunchyroll. And I hit the time skip. So like, I feel like if I just kept watching it from the beginning, I might have liked it more.
For a fact. And that anime be doing that, like, or streaming sites be doing that shit where they just limit the shit. And so then we don't see it in years, and then all of a sudden everything is out. Like, come on.
But yeah, that's the bad anime we like. That's I believe the best of the worst. There's probably more. Probably end up doing another episode on this once I go around and watch some more anime, because I've heard some other bad anime that I kind of want to check out. I do like, again, if y'all have bad anime, I will watch it. Or I will try.
We will try.
I would try, but I love watching because every once in a while, you don't want, and it's weird saying this. It's like when you watch a bad movie, a movie that's so bad it's good. It's the same way. Like sometimes I just want to watch something that is bad
and see how good it can be.
Yeah. Oh, also, I want to say one more thing about isekais. So there's two isekais they're not a power fantasy for the most part. Well, they are, but sometimes they are, but they aren't. But then they're also just not good. They're also boring, or they take themselves too seriously.
Yeah, they be boring as shit.
And that's one that came out this year, Kuma Kuma Bear, which has come out this season. I just say it because it's boring to me. It doesn't really take itself seriously. It's not. It's a power fantasy, but it's not. But it's just boring. She kind of just handles everything. That's it. I think I watched like 1.5 episodes, and I was like, I just bored. I almost fell asleep. It was that bad. Then there was another isekai that came out the same time as, oh my gosh, not Shield Hero. The same time as some anime was like, I'm gonna put all my stats into defense so I don't get hurt or something like that. I can't remember. That's like part of the title. The same time as that one, Infinite Dendrogram. That's what anime is. It's also boring because it takes itself too seriously. And it's like the NPCs die. Necessarily, if they die, they die. But if like you die in the game, when you log back in, it's like it's been 3 days, right? But you don't really die in the game. But they act like you die in the game. The entire anime. And I'm just like,
nah.
it's not that serious. It's not that serious, G. And that's why like I'm Standing on a Million Lives is would be better than this one because there's actual stakes in that matter. Like so in like talking about those two anime together, Infinite Dendrogram takes itself too seriously, where I put all my points in the defense so I don't get hurt. Doesn't. So it makes it better because it takes itself as a person playing a video game that has low stakes for your real life. And that makes it enjoyable because it makes you have that nostalgic feeling, but then also it makes you fun to watch how a different person plays a video game. You know? Like, and that's what made it fun to watch. While Infinite Dendrogram is like, it was like trying to be SAO. But it's not because you don't actually die in the game. So it doesn't matter. It's like if you die, you die. And like it's like I'm Standing on a Million Lives. Yeah, respawn, exactly. Like I'm Standing on a Million Lives is good because if they don't complete the task,
somebody dies. Fact.
They die. Like they all die. Like that. There's stakes to it. Even Excel World, which another one's like this, where you go into like a video game, which I got put onto by was it Polo or was it oh my gosh, I'm forgetting people's names right now. Telly. One of them from Mike J. Might know both of them. They put me on the Excel World. That one's even saying it because you can die in real life. It's like you turn off your limiter and you can die in real life. Like or if you lose your territory, it can affect your real life thing. Stuff that happens in your real life. That's not what Infinite Dendrogram is, and that's the problem with like those two different types of isekai anime or video game anime. Because Kuma Kuma Bear is boring for the most part, and maybe if I watch more, I might feel different. While Infinite Dendrogram, I watched about the whole season, and I'm just like, this is boring. But yeah, so that's all we got is for the best worst anime. Again, if you have any, hit us up on Twitter, Instagram.
Hit us up.
Or if you got some good bad anime that you think we should try out, we'd love to watch it. Next, let's get into the news real quick.
Yes, sir.
First, we have Anime Japan wants to know what manga you want animated. So, let me get to it. Anime Japan 2021 event will be held in person and online for March 27th to the 30th. And they opened voting for its yearly most wanted anime adaptation poll on Monday. Votes are submitted through the official website, and the voting period will last until November 30th. Makoto Morishita's I Am Great Priest Imhotep and Taiga Miyakawa's Tatsu Ketsu topped last year's poll. Approximately 190,000 fans cast their vote. The Anime Japan 2021 event will be held on March 27th through March 30th. And the tagline is everything about anime right here. So if you want to go nominate your favorite manga to get anime, or they might have a list, but if you want to go nominate it, then go do it. You never know, man. You might put down a manga that's your favorite nobody else thought of, and it might just get all the votes. Or there might be a manga that you want to get animated that's already on there. So next up, Netflix's live-action Cowboy Bebop show reveals 6 more cast members, which hopefully means that they are still filming. Lord Jesus, 2021. That's my prediction. I'm hoping it comes. But we have Jeff Stoltz as Chalmers. I cannot speak. Wow. Jet's ex-partner. Tamara Tooney as Anna, Martian club owner. Mason Alexander Park as Gren, Anna's right-hand person. Rachel House as Mao, or the White Tiger's capo. Anne Trong as Sheen, one of Vicious's twin henchmen. And Hao Swang as Lin, one of Vicious's twin henchmen. Are they, I'm guessing they're fraternal twins? Yeah. But, yeah, so that's some Cowboy Bebop news, live action Cowboy Bebop news. I still don't know how I feel about this. I don't know if it's going to be good. I don't know if it's going to be bad. I don't know how I feel about it yet. But, yes. News. Next, we have Fate Grand Order developer Delightworks posts an 81% drop in profits. So company posted 1.326 billion yen. Reported on July 20, can't speak. So the developer reported its financial results in the period ending in July 2020 on Wednesday. The company reported a profit of 1.326 billion yen, which is about $12.76 million. And it's an 81% drop from the 6.982 billion yen, which is about $67.23 million during the same reporting period last year. So Delightworks develops the Fate Grand Order smartphone game and its various spin-offs. And Aniplex released the Fate Grand Order game in Japan in summer 2015. So that's kind of, I mean, hey, maybe Fate's on the out. You know what I mean? Maybe niggas not fucking with Fate anymore like they used to be. You know what I mean? That's the gotcha game, commander. Maybe niggas not fucking with it no more. Next we have the Game Awards 2020 nominees have been announced. So the Game Awards announced its list. And the nominees for Game of the Year include Square Enix's Final Fantasy VII Remake, Nintendo's Animal Crossing Horizons, Doom Eternal, Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us Part 2, and I think there's one more, but I can't remember. But there's a lot of Japanese games that made it to this list. I'm not going to read all of these, but there is a lot of them that made it to the list. Even One Punch Man made it to the best fighting game because there's no other fighting games out right now. There's no other ones that could put in, so it got a consolation prize. But all I know that is that probably gave Bandai Namco the balls to go ahead and make a second one that nobody fucking wants. Nobody wants a One Punch Man fighting game. Nobody wants
bro. Those drinks are so terrible, bro. And it's like, bro, you can't. If it's a fighting game, you can't do nothing. It's One Punch Man. It's Saitama.
Nobody wants a One Punch Man game. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, don't make one. If you do, honestly, this is the only time I'll ever say this. Make it a mobile game. That's like the Goku games, like the Dragon Ball games, where you're just tapping the screen and fighting monsters. Do that. Don't make this. Please. Bandai Namco, stop with the arena fighters, man. You have an addiction. See a doctor. Next we have Japanese gaming news website, Famitsu, reported on Wednesday that according to its research, the PlayStation 5's regular and digital editions have sold an estimated 118,085 units in Japan within its first 4 days. Meanwhile, the Xbox Series X/S has sold an estimated 20,534 units in Japan within the first 6 days. And this makes sense. Japan is the home territory for PlayStation. It's usually what gets the most sales. I'm not honestly out of the world, but usually has most sales in most of its economy. Because I'm just be honest, Japan, they like Japanese-made things. Unlike America, that doesn't always go with American-made products. Japan goes with Japan-made 90% of the time.
That is facts.
That's just how it is. So actually, more like 98% of the times. So that's just how it is. So they said the best-selling game during that period was Spider-Man Miles Morales with 18,640
I'm watching
copies.
the gameplay for that shit. That shit is hard.
I'm trying not to watch it because I'm gonna get the PS5 one day, so I'm trying to stay in the dark. I haven't even watched the Spider-Man the regular gameplay yet because I don't want to know because I'm gonna play it. Demon's Souls was the second best-selling game and it sold 18,607 copies. Most sales for the Xbox Series X were digital. So it is officially new console, new system, time of the year, new game time. Going to get some brand new spanking games soon. Next, we have Gundam Cafe opens in Haneda Airport on November 20th. It's going to be there for a year. So if you want to, live out your Gundam Cafe dreams, go fly out to Haneda Airport. Big one do. Next, we have Jump Force Game confirms Bleach's Yoruichi and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Giorno as DLC characters. We also have Okiku joins One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 game as a playable DLC character, and Shisui Uchiha joins Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker game as 21st DLC character. I just don't understand. Why is there 21 DLC characters? It don't make sense. And why did Jump Force and things that Jump Force, the DLC character thing was an accident? Why are you hiding these people?
Why?
Just tell us. Like, I don't get. My thing is maybe it's because they're not sure who they're gonna put in yet. So like they're acting like it's a surprise, but it's really they just didn't know. But stop it, Jump Force. Stop it. Just tell us everybody. Tell us everybody gonna put in the game. Put a time limit on it. If you got push back. I don't give a fuck at this point. Nobody really cares, Jump Force. Okay. Like, I just Japanese games. It sucks. They have such good products. Like not some product. They have such good. What's not products? What's the word? Starts with a P. They have such good. Not royalties. I can't think of the word. They have such good. Stuff that they could make for really good games, between anime and manga, and they always end up being arena fighters. Lord, okay, I need to move on.
He in his bag.
Oh my gosh. Next, okay, we got a trifecta of Demon Slayer news. Demon Slayer film becomes #1 all-time IMAX film in Japan, and that's not it. Demon Slayer film is #1 film in Taiwan in 2020 and a #1 all-time animated film in Taiwan. That's ridiculous. And some people say because there's really nothing else that came, like there's nothing else that came out this year. The My Hero movie came out this year, and My Hero movie was fantastic. But it's the Demon Slayer movie outsold. It's crazy. And then lastly, Tanjiro's sword from Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba gets forged in real life. That's kind of cool. Again, I gave you all a Christmas gift for me last week. I'm not a big Demon Slayer fan, but I do love his fucking sword. So if y'all want to give me a Christmas gift, hey, there we go. Saint Seiya series gets a new manga on December 19th. So look out for that. There was a man arrested for selling modified nude Madoka Magica figures.
Oh, Lord.
Disgusting human being.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, that's bad.
Ugh. Disgusted. Oh. Next, we have Jump Festa event to host stage presentation for Chainsaw Man manga. I keep seeing a lot of stuff happening with Chainsaw Man, so who knows? We might go ahead and get a Chainsaw Man anime soon. I wouldn't be surprised. Pokemon the movie, Secrets of the Jungle's new trailer previews Beverly's opening song. Plus, we get it premieres in the West in 2021. It looks really good. I've never been the biggest Pokemon fan in the world, but I'm actually really interested in seeing this movie. So I might go ahead and I'm not going to binge Pokemon. That would take at least that's the same as binging One Piece. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I might just watch the movie. Toonami to start showing SSS Gridman anime in January 2021. If you are a Gundam fan. If you're a mecha fan, if you haven't seen this yet, I think it'd be a good thing to watch. It's SSS Gridman. I don't think it's the best mecha in the world, but I think it's a good one. I didn't love the mecha fights, but I still think it was pretty enjoyable. And I think most people would enjoy it too. So if you're into that kind of stuff, you can go ahead and check it out. That also just means the dub is available. So if you just want to watch it now on dub, it's probably on, Funimation. I don't think it's on Crunchyroll, but it's probably on Funimation. Or there's always other places in which you can watch anime. Lastly, we have Haikyuu stage play cancels two performances due to staff members with fever. That makes me sad. because I need somebody to send me a stage play one day. One day, like we're gonna keep doing this podcast, and one day somebody will DM me and be like, "Hey, man, I got the Blu-ray," but that day won't be today. Special news for the Black Anime Podcast. Next week, we're going to be dropping a Thanksgiving episode, a group episode. The squad is coming back together to do an episode next week. And, we want to give thanks to all of you for, listening and continue to listen. You know what I mean? Y'all give me life. Y'all give us life. And I want you guys to ask us questions. Anything that's on your heart. All of us. So you can ask specifically anybody, Aaron, Bo, me, Bo, Evan, Fabian, or Braxton. You can ask any of us specific questions. You can ask general questions for the group. You can do anything anime, manga, cartoon, comic book, any of those things related. Just DM us on Twitter. There will be posts on Twitter and Instagram about it. We'll be posting questions, maybe hashtag Ask Black Anime. I don't know, something like that. On Instagram and Twitter. And yeah, just do that. And we're going to answer all your questions on our next pod that'll premiere next Saturday, the day after Black Friday. So we're probably going to record the 24th, which is next Wednesday, I think. Right? The 24th is next Wednesday? Next Wednesday, next Tuesday? I'm not sure what day it is. Next Wednesday? Something like that. We're going to record, that's next Tuesday. So we're going to record that day most likely. So you might actually see a post on it before then, but more than likely, yeah, we'll see it on this Saturday. The 21st is the day it just drops. But yeah, so last words. What you got, Ed?
Last words. Yo, hey, everybody stay blessed, stay safe, mask up. Make sure y'all follow Black Anime. Make sure y'all follow HBCU Anime. And have a good one. Watch anime.
Bet. That was too nice. So we didn't slander a lot of anime today. And there's one bad anime I didn't talk about.
Uh-oh.
But I'm not gonna talk about it anyway, But if you didn't hear what I said, you didn't hear what I said. But mask up, stay masked up, be safe, stay away from children because they like to cough in your face. And don't say excuse me.
Rude ass
little kids. Also watch more anime. Our Last Crusade. I can't remember the full name of this anime. It's an anime that's come out this season, but it's on Hulu and Funimation, and it starts with Our Last Crusade. Watch that shit, y'all. Just telling y'all, watch that shit. That shit got me geeked right now, okay? I'm not sure how it's going to end up in the rankings when I do the mid-season or the end of the season, but right now that shit got me geeked, y'all. I need you to watch that. And besides that, peace out to the peoples.
Peace out.
And we will check y'all next week.
Hey everyone, it's Bruni, aka the Tiny Giant, aka the baddest speech on this podcast, here to thank you for listening to this episode of the Black Anime Podcast. If you want to join the discussion with myself and the other hosts, connect with us on Twitter and Instagram at BLXXK Anime. Again, that's at BLXXK Anime. I also want to remind everyone to check out our Patreon. The link will be in the description. Depending on the tier you subscribe to, you'll gain access to exclusive pods with our monthly guests, the link to join Discord servers with other listeners and the Black Anime hosts, and discounts for Black Anime merch. Again, thank you for listening to the episode, and don't forget to look out for the next one.